Okay, hi everyone. Today we will see 5 more current affairs according to our day 18 plan. So these are the topics to be discussed in detail. So today the first topic is about Malayan Jain squirrel. So its binomial nomenclature is Ratufa bicolor. So first time Zoological Survey of India under the guidance of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has done the survey of the numbers of that is population count of Malayan Jain squirrel, because in our India there are three giant squirrels inhabiting. So like we can say grizzled giant squirrel and flying giant squirrel. So here we can see this their numbers has been decreasing due to many factors like crop cultivation, fragmentation of the forest, that is especially we can say destruction of their habitat, okay, and also illegal trade activities. So and jum cultivation in the northeast forest region, because the northeast forest region is their native habitat, okay. So they are large tree squirrel, we can say. They have their upper body in a dark color and pale arthropods will be there, and long bushy tail, a single tail will be there, okay. So currently they are found in West Bengal, Sikkim, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, and Nagaland. Mostly we can say in the Seven Sisters. Okay, so they are considered as the forest health indicator species. Why they are considered as forest health indicator species means they are herbivorous animals. Okay, they will reside only in the evergreen and semi-evergreen forest. So depending on their population only, we can find out the green plant species and also the symbiotic relationship between the plants and the fungi and all. Okay, so their IUCN stated as regarded as near threatened in 2016, but their population has been decreasing, and the survey taken down by Zoological Survey of India has found that if there is no steps taken to safeguard them, their population would decrease by 2050. Okay, and their population will be restricted only to the North Bengal and the southern Sikkim parts of the region. Okay, and they are protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Also, we can say not only in India, they are also found in southern China, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Burma, Malayan Peninsula, Sumatra and Java region. So Myanmar is also there, that is Burma. And we can say they are arboreal animals, okay, tree dwelling animals. So from plains to the hills they will be found, and we can say the elevations of 50 meter to 1500 meter above mean sea level. And they have found that their population has decreased by 30% in the last 2 decades. Okay. So the next one is about electoral bonds. It was first notified with the Finance Bill 2017, and first time the electoral bond came into practice, we can say, on 29th Jan 2018. Okay, so it is similar to bank notes, we can say. Okay, on demand it will be payable, and it is free of interest. Okay, so it is a promissory note. Okay. They can be bought by any Indian citizen. Here the important word is promissory note. Indian citizen or any company incorporated in India from the select branches of the State Bank of India, they can get their electoral bonds. Okay, and they can donate this electoral bonds to any eligible political party of his or her choice. It's their freedom, okay, to choose. And we can say individual or party can purchase the bonds digitally or through check. Okay, and they have maintained the numbers from with a range of 1000 to 1 crore, in multiples of 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh and 1 crore only it can be issued, from 1000 to 1 crore, that's all. It helps to avoid the money laundering, or we can say corruption practices involving in political campaigns. Okay. So next one is about AWEB, Association of World Election Bodies. This kind of question can be asked as recently seen in news AWEB relates to. So they can give you certain 4 options like a cryptocurrency or hacking, like we can say any malware and all, but you have to be so aware of this. So it has been formed in 2013 in Songdo in South Korea. Their permanent secretariat is in Seoul. Okay, we know that capital of South Korea, and it is the largest association of the election management bodies worldwide. Okay, their member countries have the largest election process. So it is to foster efficiency and effectiveness in conducting the free, fair, transparent and participative elections. So this association will give idea to the democratic countries in order to maintain a free, fair, transparent and participative elections. Okay, our Election Commission of India is closely associated to the process of formation of AWEB since 2011, we can say. Recently in 2019 we have hosted the 4th General Assembly of the AWEB at Bengaluru. So we are taking as a chair of AWEB for the term 2019 to 2021. That's all. Okay. Next one is about mutual logistics supply agreement. Very simple question. So MLSA is about an agreement between India and Australia. So it is the first ever virtual bilateral agreement between India and Australia. That's why it is very important. So this is about regarding access to the military bases for logistic supports. So for example, we can say even food share, food, spare parts or equipments, everything will be shared between these two countries. Okay, it will boost the joint military exercise between India and Australia too. Already we have very good relationship, as we know that we are having Quad relationship and all, and also it has a future scope in naval capabilities also, strengthening the naval capabilities between India and Australia in the Indian Ocean region. So next one is about a fungi which is recently first time found in central India. Earlier it was found in Western Ghats itself. So first time it is found in central India in Kangar Valley National Park in Bastar, Chhattisgarh. So Ophiocardicips mutana, its binomial nomenclature. So it is a host specific fungal insect. We can say that that is, it will host on the specific insect like Haliomorpha halis. It is a stink bug which is almost seen in the leguminous plants and as well as other fruit bearing plants like apple, pear and all. And it is a pest to forest trees and agricultural crops. So this Ophiocardicips mutana fungi will live on the host, that is this we can say this host insect. Inside its thorax part, this fungi will form its mycelium part. Okay, so through that insect will be automatically get died. Okay, so it is a biological pest control method. So recently we can say we are promoting organic farming method and all. So biologically we can make use of this kind of relationship with the animals to protect our soil as well as the plants. Okay, and it has been used as an immune stimulator in Western Ghats, and China also traditionally using this fungi as a medicinal. Okay, because it has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. So especially their pores will travel and infect only the stink bugs. Okay, that is why it has been very important in protecting the species too. Okay, and they are rich in biologically active metabolites and vitamin C and also phenolic compounds which can be used as a disinfectant in cleansing agents and all. And a component called cordycepin which has anti-cancer properties. So we have already seen that it has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, cancer properties too. So it has been traditionally used in China as well as in Western Ghats by the local people. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Dream Work Achieve channel. Also share this video to all the needed aspirants. Till then, be bold, be strong, keep smiling, be happy and be grateful to each and every work you do. Nandri.